Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you guys are watching this, man. I'm Marquis, aka Severe from Boston, man. I am joined with a special guest, man. But first, this is the THHC podcast, episode 288. And THHC stands for the Hip Hop Connoisseur Podcast, episode 288. We talking the Serpent tongue, man. And I've been trying to link up with this brother for some time now. He kind of does some similar things that I'm passionate about. So, I'm excited to actually sit down and pick his brain and see where he comes from when he's talking about this music genre and other genres as well. So introduce yourself, man, to the public, man. You are?
Hey, what's going on? I'm Corbin Skipwith. I run the Serpent Tongue Reviews website. I used to write for Rawside Hip Hop. Shout out to the boy Brutus Maximus. And yeah, now I do this. I run a YouTube gig called The Devil's Advocate, where I also do interviews every now and then. And yeah, that's me.
So you used to run another podcast, or was it another?
Yeah.
And that was with who? You don't do that anymore?
So that was a heavy metal podcast with a Viking called Ren Marabou. He's a lead singer and guitarist of a Viking metal band called Ren Marabou and the Berserkers, and the podcast was called Sagas.
Okay. So is there a reason behind it, like you guys diluting the podcast, or?
Yeah, so he's a family man and he's touring and he has to make music. He has a lot going on in his life, and it just felt like it was a bit too much towards the end, and I didn't want to like pressure him, with all the shit he has going on already. So we just kind of naturally split ways, and yeah, but I still talk to him every now and then. Still a cool dude.
That makes sense, man, because I did look at your Instagram page and I saw a lot of that, and I was like, I gotta ask him that question, because I'm like, he was heavy into rock and roll and reviewing, that genre, and then all of a sudden he kind of flipped into hip hop. So were you always into hip hop as well?
Yeah, so I've always been into mainstream hip hop, your Jay-Z's, Nas, Eminem, DMX. But when I started writing for Rawside Hip Hop on the side with my boy Brutus, he introduced me to the world of the underground. And ever since then, I've just kind of taken off and fallen in love with the culture.
So then you started deep diving into more of the underground.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, this is the THHC podcast. We're gonna pay some bills real quick before we get to the questions. And thanks again for coming on the podcast. And I appreciate you being here. We got some albums. We're gonna have a little fun in the beginning. We got some 2026 anticipated albums that's coming out, supposedly, quote my fingers, in 2026. So I'm gonna put them down on the screen. And we're going to talk about them one by one. And I just announced them as well. So, you don't have to be staring at the screen. The first one is Kanye West, Bully. He's been trying to, release this for a while. He just apologized. So I'm not sure if the apology was because he's about to release the album. I'm not sure. What do you think about this album? Are you excited for it? Where you going with this?
See, for me, I'm kind of conflicted because I really did love his first album with Ty Dolla $ign. The first one. I really did love that album. And so I feel like if he can get on the same vibe, or obviously get on a more old school vibe like he used to in his early career, then it'll be really good. But, obviously I can't lie. A lot of his new shit has been shit, unfortunately. But if he can get on that old school wave, then yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, I mean, just to say my piece as well. I think everybody's kind of secretly looking forward to Kanye's album. Just to see where it's at. Even the haters, right? I think the haters probably want to listen to it to hate on it, right? To take it apart bit by bit, and if it's good or bad or whatever. But a lot of people are still curious about his production, at least his production.
Yes.
Maybe not his verbiage, his words, and what he has to say, right? But at least the production. The second album is Stove God Cooks. It's called Goat Stamp, and I think it's fully produced by Swiss Beats, I believe.
Yeah.
And and he had some problems. I don't know if a lot of people know, but Stove God Cooks was down with Flip Mode Squad. There's a lot of stuff going on. He had his first album with Rock Marciano, and then he got into some type of situation at his label. So I'm not sure if that's all disputed, and that's why he can release music now. But we're just happy that he's able to release an album. What do you think about Stove God Cooks?
See, I've talked to a lot of people, and I've seen a lot of people online who are complaining about the fact that it's Swiss Beats and not someone else doing the production. And look, I love Swiss, but I am a bit hesitant as well. Like, I was expecting a different producer to kind of suit his gritty drug rap talk. And look, all I can do is, just like everyone else, be excited that there's a new Third God album, and just hope that Swiss can actually morph into the correct sounds for his Third God album.
No, you're right, and it's funny because earlier I talked about the record industry situation with Stove God. I'm wondering if he's still under that contract, and maybe he's putting out I think he owes 3 albums or 2 albums or something like that. So maybe he's doing that with producers that that are not really in tune with his production or his sound. Yeah. So maybe this Swiss Beats album is one of the albums for the label, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then once he has his obligations filled, like the 2 or 3 albums, then you're gonna hear him with the Rock Marcianos. Then you're gonna hear him with the, let's see, I'm trying to think of some producers. What producer would you like to hear Stove God with?
Honestly, Derringer from Griselda. I reckon that'd be sick. Yeah. Conductor Williams.
Conductor Williams, yeah, the conductor. Yeah, that dude's funny. I love that dude, man. Great dude, man. I be talking to him sometimes. He's a good dude. But we're excited about it. The third album, a lot of people have been going back and forth with this one too. Is Drake, Iceman. What do you think about that one? What's going on?
See, I'm kind of conflicted because after the whole Kendrick thing, I have 2 opinions on it. I have either you have to really bring it for this one. You have to go back to your Take Care level of quality after what just happened to prove to everyone, okay, I've still got it. This didn't affect me. Let's keep going forward. But at the same time, I'm kind of afraid he's going to put too much nonchalance into the album, too much of I don't really care energy, and it's going to make the album turn mid and shit. So I hope it's not the second.
Yeah, I think you're right on point. Like if he does a lot of sing song ish type of, like what the women are used to, I guess, or some of the gay guys with the purses, right? What they're used to, he might lose that battle for this album. But I don't know. I haven't really been a Drake fan since he stopped rapping. I always tell people he has stopped rapping. Even though it's early days, he was still kind of with the melodies and stuff. But he wasn't really singing like the whole song, So if he gets back to some of that, I think that'd be good. Now,
and also, one last thing, he has a real opportunity here, Drake, because let's be real, that last Kendrick album was ass. I hated that album. So he has a way to, if he can make this album amazing, then he already has one up on Kendrick. People aren't going to remember the beef. They're going to remember Kendrick's last album, which I thought was shit, and Drake's album being really good. So he has a chance to level the score, kind of.
That's a good observation. But didn't Kendrick get a lot of awards from that last album, or was it the album prior to that?
No, it was this album. Yeah.
It was the album that said it was. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was like, oh snap. It wasn't like one of those I was bumping every day. I haven't listened to it since it came out, to be honest. Yeah, so I won't say it's shit, but I would say it's not up to par to what I thought Kendrick could. Because I know what Kendrick could do. We all do. Number 4 is Doechii. I don't know the name of the album, but that's why I got TBD. But what do you think about Doechii's second album coming out?
Honestly, I've been, obviously with the first album, I saw how she blew up. I've been watching her Tiny live band. Was it Tiny Desk Concert? And that was really cool. But honestly, she's not on my radar like that. I like the remix with West Side Gun. I thought that was dope. But honestly, she's not on my radar like that. So it's not really on my anticipation list as far as the rest of them go.
That's what's up. I was just surprised when I first heard the album and I was introduced to Doechii. So I was like excited. I'm excited for the second album to see where she goes. I'm just in that anticipation. I don't think it's like I'm a huge fan. Like I'm waiting for the I'm just waiting. I'm like at my door waiting. But it's just something that I'm thinking about. Like, can she do it again? Was that a fluke in a sense, right? Because a lot of people come out with their first album and their passion is all left in that one album. You can be like, what happened?
Yeah, exactly.
And they get too big headed, and and it seems like she's getting big headed. Let's put it that way. I'm not gonna say nothing. Speaking of big headed, number 4 is Erykah Badu, man. Oh man, and The Alchemist, Abby and Alan. Now this album was supposed to have been out. I mean, they did a tour or something like that already, and it was supposed to have been out. And The Alchemist is like, hey, I don't know what's going on. Everybody asks about Alchemist. Hey, when the album coming out? When the album coming out? He's like, and it's up to her. So that's why I said big headed. No disrespect to Erykah Badu, but her head's this big, man. Still a beautiful woman and everything, and But what do you think about this album? Are you excited?
I am excited. It's just the thing is, like, when you have someone as creatively just a creatively genius as Erykah Badu, she's been pushing the boundaries back since her debut album. She's been one of the most cultivating figures in music, neo soul, and music in general. So I think when you have someone of her stature, and then having The Alchemist trying to not contain it, but trying to match that level of, craziness and originality that she brings to the table, I think it can be kind of a tough ask to have the chemistry connect properly when you have that situation. But, Alchemist is obviously legendary. He's dope. So if anyone can turn this into a great album, I guess it's The Alchemist.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm excited. And a lot of people have been excited to listen to it, but it's like, lady, can you release the album? Like, she got it in a headlock. Yeah, I don't know, but let's go on, man. Half of Outkast, people still kind of sad about this, but Big Boy, man, still a fan, man. Big Boy coming out with an album called Boomiversity 2. Are you excited about Big Boy?
Yeah, see, obviously Big Boy's a legend, but the thing is, like, I'm very, stuck in the nostalgia of Outkast, so I don't really listen to stuff. The Andre 3000 Flute album, I actually listen to that to this day. It's very different.
It's a good album.
Yeah. And also on that topic, I don't understand people switching up on Andre as if he wasn't weird from the start, as if he wasn't, doing weird shit from day one. So I don't understand the random hate now, as if it's unexpected that this random dude is doing a Flute album. But anyway, beside the point, am I excited? Obviously, I love Big Boy, but I'm not really looking into solo projects on the Outkast like I would if they were together. So not on my list, but I'll check it out when it comes out.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of Outkast when I don't call them breaking up, but when they basically took time off or whatever they're doing, I don't know whatever to call it. I was disappointed. And then I did kind of try to listen to Big Boy's catalog, but I couldn't. It was just Big Boy. So it was like, it was off because I was like, it was missing, just missing his twin in a sense, right? So I was like,
yeah.
So I'm not really a solo Big Boy fan, but shout out to Big Boy and what he does. He got a couple hits, and stuff like that. And I like when he does the New Orleans type music and he gets all gets all hyped up. So that's cool. But we'll see what happens. Number 6 is The Game Documentary 3. Now the Game, prior to this, man, the Game's put out, I think, 2 mixtapes that were fire with DJ Drama, and I really think if he's gonna come off that heat and he's gonna do the documentary 3, I think it's gonna be exciting. What do you think? The Game?
Yeah, I mean, as far as his discography goes, I think his documentary series has been pretty good. My favorite outside of the original documentary has been the documentary 2.5. I thought that one was fucking killer. Obviously he had the album Jesus Piece, which I think is a modern day classic. I'll die on that hill. But yeah, I think The Game, more than anyone, has potential to drop modern day classics and drop fire more than most. So I don't see I just hope it doesn't become like his first, that other album that was meant to be his retirement album, with like the fucking 30 tracks. I just hope it's not bloated. I hope it's not just a bunch of throwaway tracks like what Chris Brown's doing these days on his albums. I hope it's just layered, structured well, dope producers, and solid. I just hope, yeah.
No, he is. Chris Brown, you're being all, it's true, because Chris Brown is like, he's just throwing stuff in a gumbo, like, hey, take this and like it. I don't know that. But yeah, The Game, like I said, if he's has that passion that he has with DJ Drama, I don't know if you listen to those 2 projects.
No, yeah,
it's some really dope music. Like I'm like, yo, this is mixtapes? Like this should be albums, but I guess it's still part of his catalog. But I was really excited. At first, I was hesitant, but then I listened to it, and I was like, "Wow, the game is spitting still." I keep forgetting that he could rap. Like, this dude could rap.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I was excited about it. So now I think I am excited about it a little bit. And he did his rounds on doing Jada already, going crazy and making a skeptical of himself. But anyway, number 7 is Yasmin Bey, man, and of course you know who Yasmin Bey is. He got an album with Alchemist, and I believe it's gonna be called Forensics. So what do you think about that? Because he hasn't rapped in a while either, most definitely.
Yeah, the first thing I have to say is he's 38 and he's still rapping. Throw away to the game. Doctor's advocate. No. Okay, so what do I think about this? I think this combination makes more sense than Erykah Badu and The Alchemist because it's Mos Def. So this should be, for all intents and purposes, this should be a fantastic album. You got a fantastic producer, you got a legendary MC, and look, I'll be honest, I don't really pump as much replays onto any of Mos Def's album besides his debut album. That's still my favorite to this day, and I just hope he can capture the same, his trademark thoughtful, thought-provoking, lyrical energy combined with Alchemist's dope production, and it should be, like I said, for all intents and purposes, a dope album.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm excited about this one because I thought he was retired too, like an Andre 3K. I thought he was retired as well because I believe he said he was, or he just maybe didn't say anything. I'm not sure. I forget what that situation was, but it does make more sense. And I'm more excited than to hear Yasmin Bey than the Erykah Badu album. Yeah, so and I know that one probably will come out on time. So let's get to number, what was it be at 8, I think? Yeah.
8. Yeah.
Eminem. I don't know what the album's gonna be about, but Eminem's a hit or miss recently. What do you think? Are you excited about the new Eminem album?
Honestly, no. I mean, I haven't. Look, in my opinion, his last good album was Marshall Mathers LP 2. I actually really like that album. I thought it was a great sequel. A lot of people disagree with me, but I think as far as sequels go, it actually matched the first energy quite well. But no, I think since then, and look, Eminem is, and I've always said this, Eminem is like a lyrical scientist, a lyrical mad genius. He cares more about, trying different flows, trying different puns, trying different wordplay than he is about the quality of the music. And that's a problem because when you listen to Eminem, you want both dope beats and dope lyricism, and I feel like he's just one-siding his music right now. It's like, what what kind of flow can I do? What kind of interesting way can I spit these words? And it's kind of losing him a lot of fans, at least it lost me. And no, as far as the way I see it, he's still going on that same trajectory, and I'm not really excited.
No, he's been trying to please, I think, every fan that's ever liked Eminem. Like I think he's trying too hard, I think. And the music is off, and I get it. As an artist, you're supposed to like try different things, but this is what I always tell people. That's what EPs are for.
Yeah,
straight up, 6 songs or less. Go experiment with some rock. Go experiment with some country. Go do a Snoop Dogg. Be Snoop Dogg, right? Snoop Dogg did all this weird stuff. He should have done EPs, but he was doing albums like this. But you know what I mean? Do EPs, mess around. Yeah, experiment. You're an artist. Now, if I don't know, Still Got Cooks does a country album and he does 6 records, but it's fire. We might want an album from that. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but like, come on, man. Like, so Eminem, you just want dope beats. We want you to be with somebody like a Pete Rock or Alchemist or just somebody with some solid production, and then just rap. Like, and have some story. Just be dope like you used to be. So I get it. I get it. The last album is The Roots. The Roots haven't came out with an album in a while. They've been, basically touring with Jimmy Fallon, right? He's basically that's what I call him, touring with Jimmy Fallon. He's on this show, but The Roots I think it's gonna be called The End Game. Hopefully I get that right. But what do you think about The Roots album?
Well, this is the polar opposite of my thoughts on Eminem. I think The Roots have given us no reason to worry. The Roots have never shown us a reason to not be excited for a new drop. They've been consistent. They have arguably one of the best. See, in my opinion, I always say the best hip hop discography is Tribe Called Quest. I fucking love all this shit. They're my goats. But the Roots are up there as well. The Roots, every album, even though it's, different sounds, different themes, they always hit. So yeah, of course I'm excited because they've never given me a reason not to be.
Yeah, I love the Roots too, man. Like you said, that one of the greatest bands, period. Not just hip hop bands or hip hop groups, wherever you want to put them in, what category you want to put them in. They hold some of the best concerts and stuff like that every year. They just and then if you think about it, yeah, when I say they touring with Jimmy Fallon, it's a joke, but when they're on that show, any artist can come on that show. I don't know if you saw De La Soul go on the show, RIP to Dave, but they were the group. They was doing the music. They was so what I'm saying. So they do that a lot. They could do that when a rock band comes on. They can play their music. They can play country music. They could play whatever. They're like they're brilliant, right? If you think about it. So I'm very excited about most of these albums. So I did want to kick it off with that, just to kind of like, this was an icebreaker. Again, this is the THHC podcast, episode 288. Man, we're gonna get into the interview. I'm gonna have the questions going below, but I'm gonna ask you the questions as well through my phone. Just so you can. So I just want you to keep up. Like, so you see there's gonna be 2 questions per round. But the first question is, in your reviews, you often praise artists for self-awareness and criticize those who lack it. How did you develop this particular metric for judging music, and why do you think it's such a crucial yet uncommon trait in hip hop?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, it's like self-awareness and great music goes hand in hand, because you have to know what you're making. You have to realize your strengths and your weaknesses. It doesn't mean you can't, like, I don't know, when I'm listening to an artist and and I see them taking risks, but they're self-aware that they're taking risks. They're not just like putting a random production flip or a random feature in for no reason and just like being like, oh, you enjoy the music. No, when they, like, for example, a great example of this, in my opinion, is Those of the Drum Dealer. He makes such out there music. Every album is different. He's trying stuff. He does singing parts sometimes. He switches up his flow. He does, dance hall music sometimes. He goes between production. He goes between rapping. And like, he's always switching up his discography. And to me, that's self-aware. It's like, okay, he doesn't want to be just a run-of-the-mill artist. He's not trying to do the same thing every album. He's pushing himself, and he's self-aware about it. He's like, look, this is why you tune into me. This is why I'm worth $20 per Bandcamp, because I make music like this. And so, like, I don't know, I love artists that are self-aware enough to push themselves, push their boundaries, and and try to do something different in a landscape where it's mostly boom bap or the same kind of sounds that we've all heard before. Not much originality left besides a few key artists, and that's why I kind of seek them out.
No, great example. I admire Those of the Drum Dealer. He's one of those guys I discovered, and I haven't put him down since. I believe, I'm trying to remember if I discovered Aida through him. I don't know if you know a rapper named Aida. She's phenomenal. But it was either through him or maybe I discovered her first. But they work together too. So, and then artists like that, you find great artists as well. Because he's not afraid to, like you said, get out there and show and approve, try new things, and have various features that probably can out rap him at times. You know what I'm saying? So, So, the second question is the name Serpent Tongue is incredibly striking. Was there a specific moment, album, or artist that gave you the idea for this persona, or did you come from somewhere? Did it come from somewhere as tight else? Where the name come from? Basically, that's basically.
See, I think it started when I was doing my heavy metal podcast, Sagas, because when we were doing that, I started to talk to Ren, and I was like, look, for our introductions, we should have like a nickname. And he called himself, before our podcast, he called himself the Berserker, Viking language, Berserker, he's a Viking. Berserker. So so he would call himself Ren the Berserker Marabou. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, oh, I need one. And between the two of us, I was always the more outspoken one. I've always been outspoken with my opinions and whatnot. So I figured it made sense for something to be, something to portray my outspokenness, and then out of nowhere, I just thought Serpent tongue. And then I started saying that on the Metal podcast, Corbin, the Serpent tongue skip with. And then after the podcast ended, I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep it.
Now, the Serpent tongue reviews, is that a blog?
Yeah, it's like a website/blog. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I was like, it's written like a blog. I don't know if it's on a blog site. I did want to ask you that. That's not a question. That's only. Like I said, this is a conversation, so I'm just gonna lead these other questions. Let's see. The third question is your work on Saga's Metal podcast shows you have a deep appreciation for metal, specifically bands like him or Dimmu Borgia. I don't know. I'm messing these names up. But how does your love for metal influence the way you hear and critique production value in hip hop and rap records for your review?
Yeah. So okay, I'll start with this. When I was growing up, I was lucky because because my dad and mom, they had two different tastes. So my dad introduced me to Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Bobby Brown, Luther Vandross, and my mom introduced me to gospel music, Mariah Carey, that type of stuff. So I had the best of both worlds coming together, and so I grew up with music playing out loud from everyone you can think of: Michael Jackson, Prince, Bobby Brown, Luther Vandross, Boyz II Men, everyone, and metal. So I grew up loving all kinds of genres. And after doing my metal podcast, because I grew up loving both hip hop and heavy metal equally, and to this day I still do. But I think for me it's a lot easier to rate production value in hip hop, because with heavy metal, I feel like I'm saying with heavy metal reviews, I fear I'm always saying the same thing too often, like guitar, drums, bass. There's a lot of the same elements in all bands, but in hip hop, it's going from metal. It's kind of giving me an opportunity to do more of a deep dive. I'm like, oh, this song has jazz elements. Oh, this song has glistening keys. This song has a more boom bap element. So, I'm actually happier. Hip hop has more of an in-depth range of instrumentation for me to cover, opposed to your 4-piece bass, guitar, drum, singer. So I find it a refreshing opportunity to cover a wider range of sounds opposed to your normal heavy metal.
No, that makes a lot of sense, man. I grew up with the same thing. I didn't learn. Well, I guess no, I did, because I did learn rock and roll from my moms. And, it had to be the James Browns, the Little Richards, all those rock and roll stars, that supposedly invented rock and roll. So like I was raised with all genres of music as well. So, I appreciate that answer, because hip hop is more elements. Let's just put it that way. And it makes sense, because I have more fun breaking it down, because those the same situation you just said. Like, it just seems like it's more elements, more things to speak about. It's a variety. They can, like you said, they can put rock and roll in there. They could put live instruments in there. They could use boom bap and so many things. So, next question is, if you could interview any hip hop artist, living or dead, for a special episode, who would it be, and what's the first question you would ask them?
Oh man, this is so all right. So for me, if I had to choose living, and this is for the metal side, it would be him singer Val Velo. Incredible singer. I tried to reach out to him a few times, tried to get people who know him to reach out to me, but that never happened. But he's an incredible singer, and he's apparently one of the only people alive that has the deep range of Elvis Presley. Ooh. So he said apparently. Anyway, I would interview him, and I don't know what. I guess I would ask him how his logo came up, because the band, if you Google it later, they have something called a heartogram, which is pretty much like a pentagram and a heart put into one. It's like a logo they made up, and I want to get it tattooed one day. It's fucking sick. But yeah, I think that's the person I would ask him. The other living person would be Robert Plant, the lead singer from Led Zeppelin. Fucking love it, man. And I guess I would ask him, about the Led Zeppelin 4 album. That, in my opinion, is one of the best albums of all time. How that came about. And dead in the metal section, I would have to say Ozzy Osbourne. Osbourne.
I love Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what
RIP,
I'll ask
man.
him
Yeah.
because he's
What'd you
wild.
ask
But like, I'll probably ask him about like his early life on Black Sabbath, how that started.
Yeah.
In the hip hop category, Alive has to be my favorite hip hop icon of all time, Dr. Dre. Dr.
Okay.
Dre is my go. I've got vinyls of him. I've got CDs. I watched his documentary with the Defiant ones. I love everything about him. So I'll just ask him about just his production, like his meticulous work ethic. You know how he does what he does, and hopefully get a nice long answer from him. And Dead, I'd probably have to. I'm not really sure. Dead in hip hop, probably like probably Tupac or Biggie.
Okay.
Not a very creative answer. I think everyone probably to go to that point.
No, I think it's one of the best answers because not to cut you off, but he's really interesting. Like he died earlier. He would be a real interesting interview. What would you ask him though?
Who killed you? No.
Exactly. Yeah, that's for Joe. Who killed Joe? What happened?
No, I'll probably ask him like what. Actually, no. I'll probably ask him the process of hit him up.
Ooh.
How did that come around?
Ooh.
Like obviously he was pissed off.
No, he was pissed off. He was definitely pissed off. Yeah. You gave me an impromptu question. A lot of people, speak on this in the underground. You spoke on Dr. Dre real quick. We're gonna do a quick versus. Dr. Dre versus DJ Quick.
Dr. Dre.
Okay. And why?
Look, I love DJ Quick. I think he has one of the more underrated discographies in hip hop. He really doesn't miss. But I feel like, and I'm kind of stealing a quote from some YouTube reactor guy I watched. I forgot his name, but I was watching a reaction video from him, and he reacted to Dr. Dre Gospel, the song, and he said, and I'm quoting him now. He said that Dr. Dre, if you took out Dr. Dre from hip hop, he would have the biggest spiral effect in hip hop history. As far as who are you losing? How much are you losing from hip hop? He would have the biggest spiral effect. You would lose Eminem, you would lose Tupac's All Eyes on Me, you would lose Snoop Dogg, you would lose Anderson .Paak. He's Dr. Dre. You lose Ambrosia, the latest singer who dropped their album. You lose so much, not just Eminem.
That makes sense. I did hear that before, but the only reason I asked y'all that was the first verse is because I really enjoy DJ Quick, and the only reason and I always compare DJ Quick to Prince, and I say Dr. Dre's Michael Jackson, because if you think about it, Prince did all his instruments, played all his instruments, wrote all his songs, and so did Quick. You know what I'm saying? Produced all his songs, probably played some instruments. Did everything right. Yeah. Dre had help, probably not maybe in the beginning, but once he got hot and once he got cooking, he had a lot of help. So well, that's why I probably would pick Quick only because of his originality, that he kind of pushed his culture, his spiral, pretty much solo. You know what I'm saying? And he did a lot on his own. So, but let's
in my opinion. Oh no, sorry. I was gonna say, in my opinion, I've always called Dr. Dre the modern day Quincy Jones. That's what I've called him, because he's the mastermind of albums now. Yeah, he may not do it physically himself, and I'm not saying that trait isn't important. Obviously, people like Quick are phenomenal for that, but I feel like Dr. Dre being the mastermind, apparently, like, for example, I don't know if you heard this, but on the Ambrosia album, Casablanca, Ambrosia's album she came out with a few years ago. Apparently it was done, ready, recorded, and apparently Dre spent an extra 3 years touching it up. 3 years.
The last album she did, Casablanca. It's a phenomenal album, but it's crazy. Like, I gotta review that. It's on my list. I just, for some reason, I didn't get to it, but it's a really good album. Probably might be a classic, right? But Wow, 3 years. I didn't know that. That's the thing. A lot of people, they have a beef with Dre about it. Like, dude, can I get my song? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So, but let's move on. Dre. So you frequently review projects by one-man bands or self-sufficient artists. Having reviewed so many independent works, what is the single biggest challenge you see independent hip-hop artists face today that major label artists don't have to worry about?
I'll probably say just the trademark answer of just either money or promotion. Having enough people look at your stuff to make it worth it. Because obviously, a lot of these underground people, they have full-time jobs to go to after they make music. It's hard. They can't commit themselves full-time to the. I mean, a lot of them can't commit themselves full-time, and you see a lot of them try to make up for this by putting their stuff on Bandcamp. Some people are doing direct to customer with zip files. So, and I see a big shift in the Bandcamp culture because obviously streaming doesn't pay you shit. So these underground people who put all their time and money into these projects, they want something in return, which is not evil to say that. Obviously that would make sense. So they're making, $20, $30 albums of Bandcamp, and a lot of people, it's just, I feel like if they had the right promotion, if they had a backing saying, don't worry about the money, don't worry about anything, just make your shit, then we'll have a lot of a healthier underground like a healthier underground culture. But at the same time, I've said this many times, I think the grind and the work ethic of the underground is absolutely phenomenal. The fact that they're forced to grind and hustle, it's the one thing I love about the underground most, because it pushes me to keep reviewing, to keep promoting as much as I am, because I see everyone around me doing the same thing. So I feel like, promotion and money are probably the biggest things, but at the same time, I feel like they're motivating factors for the grind and the work ethic. So I'm kind of on the fence.
No, you're on point, man. I was saying it recently. I think I saw a fact somewhere, so I've been quoting it. They said you buy a $1 track on Bandcamp and it's equal to like 300 streams or something like that. That's ridiculous. Like, you got to listen to one song 300 times for that artist to get $1. Like, it's just so sad. So yeah, it's so I try to support as well by, like you said, reviewing and highlighting these underground artists or people that's not getting that bag, and that's what pushes me too. You know what I'm saying? So when I link with a lot of these artists, I'm trying to do. I say, what can I do for you? What can I'm saying? Like, and for free. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to like, give me $80 and I promote you. I'm not doing that. Now, if they want to support my books or the music I do, or give me a song for my label, or if they want to like buy merch or buy books or whatever they want to do, donate to the channel, I take that. But because I'm struggling too, you know what I'm saying? I'm an artist myself. I'm struggling. I'm not really working right now. So So I see their pain. I feel their pain. Next question is, you've reviewed projects, like Bruiser Brody 2, and you're clearly a wrestling fan. If you had to pick a theme song for the world of hip hop for your own wrestling entrance, what track would that be?
Man, oh fuck, that answer changes so fucking often. Like, you could ask me on any given day, but I think I think as of today, there's only one song that I've been replaying the most, and I'm gonna look it up real quick because I forgot the name of it. But the name is off the Stove God Cooks album, Reasonable Drought, and it's the second track off that album. Hallelujah.
That song. Yeah. What's that called? Oh shoot, yeah.
I'm trying to Google it, but
I can't switch over. But it got Hallelujah. Yeah. That's my.
All right, the song is called. I've been listening. Oh, Bread of Life.
Bread of Life. Nope.
Bread of Life.
Album was produced by Rock Marciano. So you know what I'm saying, like, and Rock Marciano just got back to producing, and that album that he did 656, I just reviewed it Friday. So y'all go check that out. You know what I'm saying? And it's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's my choice.
That's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one. Let's get that. That's a surprise too. I like that one because that's like people won't expect you to say that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next question. You mentioned that you appreciate when MCs like Maze overlay, use interludes and skits to add value and make the audience think. In an era of streaming and skip culture, do you think this thinking man's approach to album construction is becoming a lost art?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, I'll go on the record. I've been on the record my whole life since I've listened to hip hop. I can't stand comedy skits. Fucking hate them. I've always hated them. Like Redman, I can't. It's hard to listen to Redman's discography because of that. It's just tons of skits.
Oh no, you don't like Redman's comedy skits? The early ones, the early ones.
Nah, not just him. Anyway, I've never liked skits.
Yeah, like, do them right. I agree with you, but you got to do them right. I'm working with two rappers now, and I'm like, yo, don't do no corny skits. And I'm telling them do this skit. I'm giving them scripts and stuff. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a gangster album, not gangster, but it's kind of like it's gonna be called Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So I'm like, don't do nothing corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, get back at. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, like, there are like there are a few skits that I quote on the daily. Not skits, like, do you remember the intro for YG's album Still Brazy? And it has that dad talking. I told your mama don't move to Miss I can't leave Los Angeles, California, and then it starts with the song. I quote that on the daily. That's a fun skit. But no, as far as into like, in my opinion, if you're gonna have a skit or make it thought provoking, make it interesting, don't just waste it on a comedy skit for the fuck of it. Like make the audience think. Like, for example, Bone Wesso, the producer.
Oh, yeah, Bone Wesso, incredible producer.
Yeah. At the end, so if you listen to his album Boy Rock, Systematically We Were Never Free with Estee, if you listen to any of his albums, OG11, The Hidden Character, he always has like small little skit things at the end of his songs, and they talk about random stuff, painting heists, the pharmaceutical companies. He's always talking about something. He's always mentioning and enlightening the audience about something at the end of the songs. And I feel like if you're gonna not waste, but if you're gonna use some of the song time or some of the album time for skits, do it so that we're learning something. Don't just fuck around with comedy. I've never enjoyed that.
No, you know what's funny? That's why I said I agree with you. Like, I probably don't agree with you on the first part. Like, meaning like, certain people can do comedy skits, and I think Redman, his older comedy skits, like when he first came out, they were pretty hilarious and funny. But him to do them now when he's older, they kind of get, it's like Redman, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I get that, but like, I think when he was young and had, he was fresh, like he could be funny because he's doing corny stuff. You know what I'm saying? But now, and not everybody could be funny. Let's put it that way, man. So, like you said, like somebody like Bone Wesso incorporating it in the music, but at the same time you're learning something. I love that. And shout out to Bone Wesso and China Beijing with their new album.
Oh yeah.
Number 4 is not number 4. My other question is, the way I got it is written differently. But anyway, you're stranded on a desert island, but you have a solar powered MP3 player. You can only pick 3 hip hop beats to listen to for the rest of your life. Which producers are you choosing?
So, am I choosing beats or producers?
Like
instrumentals, or am I choosing producers?
Let's pick producers, and then let's talk about like some beats that they have that kind of stand out. How about that?
All right. Yeah, sounds good. So producers, of course, I have to go my personal favorite. So I probably have to do Dr. Dre, obviously.
I know, right?
At the moment, Bone Wesso, because I've called him on plenty of reviews. I've called Bone Wesso the underground Dr. Dre. I stand by that. I think his quality deserves that. So Dr. Dre, Bone Wesso, and I mean, realistically, if I'm stranded on a desert island, you want someone with a long discography. Fucking, I don't know. My third one probably. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do DJ Quick, because he does have a solid discography. So between the 3 of them, I'm sure I'll be entertained until I probably get eaten by a fucking fish or something.
No, those are good, man. Because if you think about it, all three of those have, you got some upbeat beats, you got some solid jazz from DJ Quick type of beats. You got the quick grooves. You can kind of groove out. So, yeah, those are good. I like those, man. I like those. Let's go to the next one. You have a keen eye for detail and production. Speaking of production, noting elements like skeletal beats and dreamlike atmospheres. When you hear a beat, what is that intangible element that separates a track that is just dope from a track that truly gives you goosebumps?
This is a great question. So like, I don't like, it's like, it's kind of like the same as it's like if you were to compare a regular rock band with a band like Pink Floyd. You're like, oh, what separates them? It's like, listen to the band, you'll know. Like, it's like, listen to Pink Floyd. So I don't know what separates. Like, I think it's the handling and the emphasis on the production. Because look, let's take Burton Wizard for example, and let's take his album Infinite. The Hidden Splash with Hidden Character. The way he incorporates it and the way he turns those jazz samples cinematic, the way he strings them out, the way he puts them in a methodical loop, the way he just the attention to detail, the heaviness of the jazz horns, the way he the minimalist of the layers, everything turns it into a fucking masterpiece. And I feel like certain artists understand that. And one thing I've always said is an artist that learns the art of patience in music is an artist I'll probably love, because these people are drawing out the instrumentation. They're drawing out, the guitar strings, the plucked bass, whatever it is. They're drawing it out. They make sure that it's saturated, and they wring out every single bit of emotion they can from the audience, instead of just a stupid trap beat, a fast trap beat that's been reused 1,000 times. People like Bone Mercer, people like Maze Overlay, who are making creative albums. Like, for example, Maze Overlay did that Chef album. Remember? It was like a whole... The album list was like food items. And then I did a review pretending like it was a restaurant. I remember that. That took ages to write. But anyway, like, people who do creative work and they actually put attention to detail, they take their time to make something unique that is different from the rest. Yeah, I think... once you hear it, you'll know. Once you hear it, your body will know, because you get the goosebumps. No one gets goosebumps from a track beat you hear on YouTube. Why would you? It's copy and pasted. You don't get goosebumps from that. And that's what separates, like I said at the start, a rock band from Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd, their albums are 2 hours long. Their riffs like 10 minutes each, but it's methodical, it's cinematic, it's masterful. And that's why they're one of the best bands of all time, because they understand patience. And I think Bone Mercer, Maze Overlay, you name it, whoever, the artists who can draw out the music the most, who actually care about conceptual elements for the audience, your body will just know, and that's where you get the goosebumps.
No, 100%, man. Like, there is a huge difference, man. It's a huge difference, man. Like, and I say that all the time. Like, if you listen to some of my reviews, I say actual goosebumps. I say this album gave me goosebumps, or this song gave me goosebumps. And in the way I rank things, I rank them off of 5 mic, the source type thing, since I'm from Boston. And so sometimes I might give it 10 mics, because it's the song so just good, the music, the riffs, or the whatever, the person rapping or singing on it, the hooks, the whatever. It could be even like you said earlier, somebody, the samples or whatever, right? You're just like, yo, what is this? And then I gotta rewind this. I gotta bring this back. Sometimes I can't even get off the record to go to the next record. You know what I'm saying? Something like. And I'm like, yo, and I'm just at the producer. I'm like, yo, who produced this? Like, what? And I go on that page. I might stare at them for a while. No homo, no pause. I'm like, yo, you did that? That's crazy. Like, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? So, next question is, forget the big name collabs for a second. If you had to recommend one underground Australian hip hop EP or album, that you think the world is sleeping on right now, what would it be and why? A lot of people don't know you from Australia. I don't think you said that. So that's why I'm like,
from Melbourne.
Why are you asking me that question? That's weird.
All right. So actually, I have 3 for you.
Ooh.
So we have Artwork Kennedy. Artwork Kennedy, by the way, that is this album, Money for Porsche. That is the first album I ever reviewed on Serpent, which I had no idea. I went back and checked, and I was like, oh shit. He's from not my state. He's from a different state than me, but he's from Australia. That album is dope. It actually it features Maze Overlay on it. So there you go. Okay. It came out last year, January. I'm pretty sure it's still on streaming. I haven't double checked it in a bit, but if it is, that's something to check out. There's a producer called Flu Dust who I actually met up at my work last week. He hooked me up with a vinyl, which is
vinyl. The vinyl.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I meant cassette. Sorry.
Cassette.
But
I like the cassettes too. I like the cassette.
It's a crayon box.
That's P-Roll.
Yeah, P-Roll and Flu Dust. Yeah. So he produced this album. He's Australian. He lives in my state.
Flu Dust is from Australia. Oh yes, he is. I forgot. I reviewed that, and I forgot. Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So this album specifically used crayons. I bought it on Bandcamp. I got the physicals. Fantastic album. Obviously, P-Roll is fantastic, but Flu Dust is Australian, and it's definitely worth checking out. And the last one, which is more recent actually, and by recent I mean a few days ago, is the producer Kut1, Kut1, and Hank Dope. They released an album, Death Won't Stop Me. It's an EP. It's on Bandcamp for now. Australian producer and American hip hop artist. It features Rico Sama in it.
Rico Sama.
Yes.
I interviewed him, so he's an interesting character. Let's put it that way. Interesting guy.
Definitely, he's So him and has a few other features as well. But it just came out a few days ago. I've already reviewed it. I see that's the thing. I don't really listen to much of Australian shit. I mean, outside of these 3, there used to be a group when I was a teenager called, what were they called? D Corp. It was like a hip hop cypher group full of a bunch of Australian rappers who do like cypher. It was like a collection of different cyphers, and they were dope when I was growing up. But then I kind of lost interest, and then they stopped kind of doing their thing for a bit, and then ever since then I don't really fuck with the modern landscape of Aussie hip hop. But for all those international, if you want to check out what Australian hip hop sounds like, go search up 2 main artists: Cursor, Kerser, and 360. They're considered like the Tupac and Biggie of Australian hip hop, and that's actually a really sad comment when you hear their music.
But doing that because like I said, a lot of people. I don't think you introduced yourself saying you were from Australia, and it's funny because I just want to tell this quick story. When we were connecting, trying to do this podcast, y'all, we were the time frame is so insane. We're trying to do it live and record it. We're just going back and forth like. How many hours is from Australia to Boston? What's the 2 hours? 12 o'clock is 10, 10 is 9, 8 is 6. So thanks
that was crazy.
For, giving us more about Australia artists, because no matter where you're from, we want to embrace that. We want to embrace those artists, man. Yeah. Do they do a lot of like in Australia? Is there a lot of clubs, hip hop clubs, anything like that? Anything? How's the culture there? Anything that's that you go to and that's where they do listen to the hip? Like what's going on over there? Anything like that?
I mean, I know there's places. There's a place called the Laundromat where it's where people go to do hip hop battles and people to freestyle. I had a friend who I went with a hip hop show with, just a bunch of local artists spitting, and there is definitely a niche for it. It's just, and this will probably annoy a lot of people that are from Australia, considering I'm from Australia, but I just don't like the way Australian rappers sound for the most part. I don't like the accent, so it reminds me of drill music. I don't like much drill music either. Okay. It's the same kind of slang, the same kind of tone, and I mean, obviously, if you accents, right? Just based off the accents. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, it's not my thing, but I know, there is a culture there. It's just not one that I pay attention to very often.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun real quick. I did my first verses, out of the blue. We were just talking about what Quick and Dre. But let's talk about a couple more.
Yeah.
Flea Lord versus Ito. You have to select, and why?
Let's see. For my personal taste, probably Flea Lord, because I prefer his music a bit more than Ito's. I love them both, but gun to my head, I listen to Flea Lord more than Ito. So that's just personal bias on my part.
Ito, I call Ito the godfather of hip hop because he just seems like the godfather's voice, the way he carries himself. But yeah, Flea Lord. Did you hear Flea Lord when he went on that run with 12 albums in a year? Did you hear like all those albums?
I caught his last album, I think, from last year that I reviewed. Yeah. But besides that, no, I didn't know.
Yeah, you gotta probably do your due diligence and go back when you have time. When I say time, 12 albums. And P-Roll just did that too. P-Roll did it last year, and he's still on a run. Shout out to P-Roll. Conway the Machine versus Nims.
Conway the Machine.
Okay.
That's the thing. I love Nim's energy. I love his charisma, that real bully rap energy. It is infectious. It's just, as far as actual albums go and music, I listen to Conway a lot more. Especially his early Griselda EPs, the Kill What You Eat. What is it? The
last one you said?
His early EPs.
His early EPs. Oh, like he.
What was it?
I could look him up now because I'm off the question thing. But let me go on Let me look on.
Yeah. It was like Eat What You Kill or something. There was a series of them.
Shoot! Yeah, now you got me. Hold on. If you could look them up before me, do it.
There was like 3 volumes.
I know he got. I'm looking at his discography now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I remember it was like something with the word "kill" in it.
yeah. That sounds like Conway.
Fucking hell.
It was. You talking about the early ones? I don't see the kill in it, but I see. Hold on. Are you talking about? He had a series. He had the Reject series.
No, not that one.
He had the Black Tape series, I believe. He had the
Oh, there it is.
Food series.
Yeah, that.
Okay, Everybody's Food series. Okay.
Yeah, that one. Those I love. Like that. That series is peak. I love that series.
Yeah, I love Conway too. The Black Tapes, the Lulu, No One Mourns the Wicked. My favorite album from him is From King to a God, man. That one's just crazy. I don't think he ever duplicated that yet. But I would have to say that. Let's go to the next one. Al Davino versus SD Knack.
This should be an illegal versus. This should be.
They all cool. Everybody's cool. This ain't like 10-point.
Well,
everybody's cool. Everybody's cool.
Yeah. It's just look. I think the most simple way to say this would be if we're talking production value, no one does it like Davino. If we're talking MC Este, because Davino, his production, especially on Jackpot Records, what he's done on there has been mind blowing. Like nobody makes beats like Al Davino, and at the same time, when you're talking about that, even though they both do this technically, but that splash rapping style that they invented, that off the beat freelancing style, Este is the godfather of that shit. Even though Davino does the same thing, but I think I would associate Este more with that than Davino. I associate production with Davino and associate hip hop rapping with Este, even though we all know he's a fantastic producer as well.
Shout out to both of them. Shout out to everybody that we're talking about. This is why we do. I'm doing this so we can talk about great artists. That's basically what I'm doing. So it's not really trying to dictate and get people to be against each other. But yeah, I love SD Knack. Shout out to Lin Mash. El Davino, again, I got to catch up with his catalog. He got a lot of stuff that he was just putting out on his, like you said, on his Jackpot. I think he put out one time. I think he put out probably 50 albums in a row or something insane. It was going crazy one year. Was it last year?
Yeah,
last year. He was just like do. And I'm like, yo, I can't catch up. I can't buy all these albums, dude. Yo, what are you doing? I'm gonna be broke. I can't. No. So I'm just like, yo, I'm just waiting for him to put them on DSPs or something. I'm like, dude, you gotta stop, man. But no, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of both, though. I'm a fan of both. Let's go with Rock Marciano versus Ka, and of course, R.I.P. to Ka.
I'll probably say Ka, because in my opinion, as much as I love Rock Marciano, Ka's album, fucking Google this. It was Ka albums, The Life of Cain, wasn't it? And there was and not to mention his work with fucking that supergroup he made.
Oh yeah. What's that group he had? Oh man, now you got me going crazy. I'm thinking about him.
Yeah, I'm googling it now. Fucking.
It was.
Let's see.
I know because it was before Ironworks. What? Hold on.
Oh, Hermit and the Recluse.
Yeah.
Recluse. So that is goated, and the album in question I'm thinking of is Descendants of Cain.
Ooh, Descendants of Cain. That, you know what's funny? That's the first. When I got introduced to Ka, it was that album. Mm-hmm. When I listened to that album, it's a classic. I don't care, but it's a classic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I go, who is this dude? Right? Man, I went back and listened to all his other albums, and that's how I found like the group and everybody. I'm like, yo, where was I at? Like I was mad at myself. You know how like you be mad at you, like, yo, where was I at? Like who? Why wasn't I in this? You know, on that plane, and what's going on? What happened? Like, but luckily I found him, and ever since I found him, again, R.I.P. I still listen to his music, out of respect, because it's good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Thief next to Jesus was incredible as well.
Yes.
And shout out to Rock. I'm not comparing them together, but Rock Marciano still carries his legacy. He carries like his memorabilia. He has a scarf, a silk scarf with something, because he dresses all crazy. He got like a silk scarf with a car. You know what I'm saying? And he said in his studio he got pictures of Ka and all that stuff. So shout out to Rock Marciano. Westside Gunn versus Benny the Butcher.
In my opinion, so here's what I say about Benny. I feel like Benny the Butcher, and like I feel like he only, how do I say this? I feel like he's only hungry, like we only hear him in his most deadly and hungry when he's on Westside Gunn style music. I feel like when he collaborates with other people, he's kind of like he sounds a lot more chill, a lot more. All right, I'm just doing this for the sake of it. But I feel like whenever he's on Griselda stuff, when he's on Derringer beats, that's when he goes. That's when his animalistic side comes out. But I love Westside Gunn. Look, his production, his discography, actually his album, Fly God is an Awesome God. That one brought me back into hip hop for real. Ooh. I was on the bus coming home from work, and I was just mindlessly going through Spotify looking for another thing to play, and then I saw a recommendation. It said associated with Eminem, Westside Gunn, Fly God's an Awesome God.
Because I think was that album off on a label or something like that on his Eminem's label.
I don't know, but that was back when he was, I think, working alongside Shady Records. Yeah,
I think so. Shady Records.
I played that album. It got me right back into the passion, the heart of hip hop. So thanks for Westside Gunn for that. But look, he is his beat selection, his charisma, the way that he kind of curates albums is unlike anyone else. He has probably the best beat selection out of anyone in the modern era. He knows the sound that works with him, the features he has on, all the features that feature on a Westside Gunn album. They know to bring their best foot forward. Like Lil Wayne, when he was on side A, Hitler vs. Hermit is side A, killed it. Tyler the Creator, killed it. Busta Rhymes, killed it. Obviously, Stone Cold Cooks. Travis Scott, A$AP Rocky, whichever one was on there, killed it. Whenever he brings on features, they understand the standard that Westside wants. They don't just spit dumb shit. They spit top tier shit because that's the quality Westside Gunn forces on his albums. 100%. So
100%. They know better. They know better. It's funny. I was I did this one, just because I'm not sure if they're, I know they're family and cousins and stuff like that. But I'm wondering. I think they're still cool. I know they're cool, but it's like I think they're talking again. Let's put it that way, because Benny showed the sneakers, the Saucony's. Is it Saucony's? What's it? He showed those. He's like, I got my pair, so I'm like, oh, they must be cool again. It took him a while to get those sneakers. I'm like, he didn't get the sneakers right away, man. But let's go to the next one. DJ Muggs versus The Alchemist.
I'm more prone to DJ Muggs because I fuck with Cypress Hill more. So I was always on their wave. Obviously Alchemist, as we discussed earlier, he's done some legendary shit. He's had a very good career. Some fantastic albums. I think my favorite production from him, I think that was him. My favorite production from him was his album with Boldy James, The Price of Tea in China. That was him, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that was him.
Bold.
That was him.
Yeah. So that's my favorite production so far from him, as far as the whole album goes. But he's had banger after banger, and
Freddie Gibbs. He does pretty good albums with Freddie Gibbs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No wait, I was thinking of Madlib. I respect his shit. I just prefer DJ Muggs better.
No, I like DJ Muggs too. He's still working. He's still doing his thing. A lot of people think he's not, but he's working with more underground artists than just as much underground artists as Alchemist. So, so people are like, oh, I didn't know that was DJ Muggs. I'm like, what? Like DJ Muggs is working. I'm gonna get you out here in a few. Let's go with a couple more. Roman Streets versus Stove God Cooks. It should be a good one.
Stove God Cooks. I actually lately I've had to scroll the internet for hours, but the other week I finally found a lot of the old tapes that Stove God Cook that was removed from online. I found zip files of them, so I've been bumping his discography like crazy. His lost discography, and I've been on a massive hype lately of Stove God. So he just hits different. He's kind of like Pusha 2.0 with a bit more flair to him, because the way his cadence, the way he pronounces his words and stuff, all the coke rap, but dope shit. Rome Street's fantastic as well. His album with Griselda, the Kiss the Ring, and then you have the album with Derringer, which I forgot the name of, but I think he's been on a run lately, and he actually released a new joint just today, I think, with Boldy James.
Yeah, it's like they call it an album, but it's an EP. They got an intro and then they got 6 records. A lot of people are doing this. Ransom did it too. They're doing like 6, 7 records. I don't know what's going on. I'm not saying that they're getting lazy, but maybe these are their dream collabs, and they're just kind of just doing 6, 7 records, 8 records. So his
album with Conductor.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Ransom did one with the Conductor. Then he did one with Premier. So like, you know what I mean? Or you talking about Rome Streets with Conductor?
Yeah,
that one too. Yeah, that one was good. Rome Streets is like the like if GPT was a rapper, like AI, like the way he rap is crazy. Like he's just like a robot, a monster or something. You know what I'm saying? Cooks is, like you said, he got more personality and more oomph. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Boldy James versus Your Old Drew.
Good old Boldy. I'd have to say Boldy. And speaking of Boldy, I wanted to bring this up because ever since I brought up The Price of Tea in China, a lot of people slept on the album he released right after that. Let me Google this. Boldy James released an album right after that infamous.
I'm gonna tell you Boldy James. I'm gonna look it up too. Hopefully it's the same one, but I'm gonna tell you Boldy James' best album and his best producer that he works with. I don't know if you hopefully you know too. I don't know. Let's see if we're on the same page. But go ahead.
All right, let's see. The album in question. It was a really experimental one. Bo Jackson, was it? No way, that's way too.
Well, I know Boldy James and the Nicholas Craven one, Fair Exchange, No Robbery, was a classic album. That was a great album. I gotta give him to that on that one. But
Bo Jackson, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so sorry.
I think Boldy James. And first of all, this is an underrated producer. I don't know. Real Bad Man. You know who Real Bad Man is?
Yeah.
The 2 albums he got with Boldy James, Real Bad Man and Boldy James. Real Bad Boldy's one of them. just incredible, man. They got a lot of great. It's just great chemistry, man. It's just like I always tell rappers, you got to find your premiere. You know what I'm saying? You know, like in R&B, the Guru, but you got to find your premiere. You know what I'm saying? And I think like Boley kind of connects with a lot of people, but I think he connects with Nicholas Craven. You know, that's kind of like
definitely. Yeah.
But when he links with Real Bad Man, they never miss, man. They never.
Yeah.
I don't care. They never miss, man. I'm like, yo, and Real Bad Man doesn't work with everybody. So if you see his projects, he's selected. He's like another ninja type of producer, you know, mysterious, right? There's a lot of mysterious producers. You like, what the person look like? You don't even know what they look like. You don't know where they're from. Well, you probably know where they're from sometimes, but you're like, who is this guy, right? You know, funny. Real Bad Man is like mysterious, and it's like, you know, he only works with the selected. Last one before I get you out of here, unless you got some verses and some questions real quick. But how about Cradle of Filth verse? Is it Dimmu Borgir? Am I pronouncing that right? I want to end it with a rough one.
Yeah, Dimmu Borgir. But because it's like Finnish. But look, this is an easy one for me. I love both bands. I actually got into contact with the PR behind the drummer for that band once, Dimmu Borgir. But Cradle of Filth. Now here's why. Cradle of Filth, they have their artist, their singer, Danny Filth. He is the reason that I started getting into literature and poetry when I was a young kid. Because if you go, like, first of all his albums are conceptual albums. If you ever go listen to them, like, for example, he has the 2009, 2010, I think, album, Darkly, Darkly, Vice Versa, and it's a whole story about Lilith, the demon who apparently had Eve eat the apple. She starts the album off. So you hear her voice. Lilith is like talking to us humans, and then the whole album runs with her, with interludes from her talking to us. They have an album with the best friend of Joan of Arc from history, the Joan of Arc, who apparently, after Joan of Arc died, because she was such a holy woman, when she got burnt on the cross, her best friend became so crazy. He turned to devil and witchcraft, started killing kids, and there's a whole album based on him. So Cradle of Filth, they take conceptualism and they make it the most grand cinematic thing you've ever heard. And his lyricism is so complicated, so advanced, it's so poetic that when I was a kid, I used to get big notebooks, big textbooks, write down the words that I didn't understand, go to the thesaurus or go online, write the definition down. And that's how I learned big words or complicated words as an adult, because I was studying his albums.
So it made you smarter. That's another thing I do too. When it could be any artist, any album, when they challenge me, when I gotta be like, what word is this, or what's the meaning behind this title, or the concept of this album, or, you know, I love that. Like you said, I didn't bring one of my notebooks down, but, you know, I got, you know, thousands of these composition notebooks that I write in all the time and do these reviews. You see me reading. People are like, why you be reading? I'm like, because there's so much I want to say. I can't remember all this stuff. Like, so it's like back in my day, like you said, I used to write, you know, things certain artists challenged me, so I used to write about it. And I was blogging before blogging was a thing, right? You know what I'm saying? We was all probably doing that. And that's interesting that group made you smarter, made you want to learn, you know, educate yourself, and got you into reading and thesauruses and, you know, synonyms or whatever, all this other stuff. So I love it, man. I love that, man. But yeah, man, this was the interview, man, and I enjoyed your company. I love everything about what you do, and this is one of the reasons I wanted you on the show, because I find you to be an interesting person. And it's funny because a lot of people are like, "Yo, when you gonna start interviewing again?" And I'm like, I don't know. So I find I gotta find somebody really, really interesting. I gotta like you said, I want to be able to. I gotta want to write stuff down. Look you up, or just be excited, be passionate. And I've been passionate about someone that does what I do. And you know, and it's like, wow, I can relate to him, you know, and we can relate to each other at the same time, but he does something so different from me. You know what I'm saying? And I love the blogging. I love the writing. You know what I'm saying? This and it gets you. I wrote 9 books. I got a hip hop books. I write too. So I'm an author. So it's not like I'm just spitting stuff, whatever. And like I said, I write in these notebooks, and I'm kind of reading to the public. You know what I'm saying? And I think I find that interesting. It's kind of telling people, hey, go back and read. Go read. Get a book. You know what I'm saying? That's what another reason I still write books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's a lost art, right? Reading books and stuff like that. People don't even know what books are. People, you like books. They're like, what? What's who? What's up? What's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So here's the time for you to. I do want you to say something positive before you get out of here. And then I want you, of course, to promote all your stuff that you got going and the stuff that you might have in the future. But if you have any questions or you want to, any verses real quick, let me know.
Yeah. So actually, the first thing I want to say, and this is actually completely unrelated, but I want to say to the audience out there, if you're, if you want to find a medium that's easy for learning, easy to, to learn new things, honestly, like when I'm not doing reviews, I listen to Audible. This sounds like a promo. Audible, but I'm not. But I use Audible like fucking every day, like history books about serial killers, books about fiction books if I find any interesting, and you can just listen to it and walk. Like I can't actually, I can read, but I don't like to read like on paper because I find it hard to pay attention where I'm at, the words I'm on. If you use Audible and if you're interested in the topic, it literally has every topic available that you want to learn about, and put it on and just walk around, do your job, whatever you're doing, play video games, and you'll learn at the same time. So for me, that's like a life hack to like how to learn and live your daily life while you're doing it.
I got 2 books on Audible. I got this book on Audible, Severe's Chronicles, Severe's Classic, my last actual written book. I got this on audio too, just in case people want to listen to it. And I got a ebook that's on Audible. I want to try something out with a female voice, so I did some Audible with those versions, and then they both came out great. So so people got no excuse not to say they haven't heard one of my books, because you can hear 2 of them out of the 9. So the Audible, I listen to Audible too, because like you said, you could be going to the store, you could be in your car, you could be, like you said, playing video games, listen to Audible at the same time. You could be learning and doing 2-3 things at the same time, cooking or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, besides that, as far as what I have going on, I work solo. The Serpent Tongue reviews.com. I own the domain, so that's what you type in on Google. Because I work by myself, the amount of reviews I do in any given day is always different. The times I publish is different. You'll find I post. Yep, I post daily. I think I'm on my 45th day in a row writing. I haven't stopped. Every month, which the next one's going to come out in a few hours. Actually, I'm waiting for a rapper to give me his intro back so I could use it. But I do monthly award shows on my IG account. So if you follow me, or if you don't follow me, give me a follow, and you'll see the first of every month. I do an Instagram award where I celebrate. So in this case, I celebrate the best February producers, EPs, singles, and albums. I used to do MCs, but then I kind of ran out of room to put it in. So that's what I do, and I try my best to get a prominent artist to do an intro for me to kind of get some more views on it. I've had Pro Dillinger, the hidden character. I've had fucking Blue Hill Bill. I've had so many cats. I know I'm forgetting a bunch of names here. Sorry Chubbs. No. I had Chubbs on there as well.
Shout out to everybody you're naming and you're forgetting. Especially Blue Hill Bill, aka Billy Escobar. He had to change his name. I talked to him about that. He was like, I had to change my name, man. There's another Billy Escobar. You know that. That's why he had to change it. But then he started putting out 40 albums after that. I'm like, damn, dude, he ain't stopped putting out albums, but quality albums too. These are obviously phenomenal artists. I try to give back as much as I can to the underground. I do reels where I promote artists or albums. I try to do as much reviews as I can, out IG promotions of said reviews, monthly award shows. I try to do YouTube interviews when I have the time on my YouTube. I'm trying to give as much back. Buy band camps, I buy merch, which, by the way,
is Feed the Family's iconic Larry Bird.
Feed the
the
Family,
Zinger.
yo, from Boston. Woo!
So
Yo, that album, the 2 albums they got, I've been pressing them. I've been talking to them on Instagram, like, yo, where's the third album? Stop playing around. Where's the third album? All y'all need to get in the studio. Stop playing around. Like, no, those 2 albums, I listen to them all the time. And shout out to their merch. They got some dope merch, man. Shout out to them.
So I try to get back to the culture as much as I can, and you know, like, I don't want to be seen as someone who just, you know, charges for reviews. That's not all I'm about. I put that money back into Bandcamp. I put it back into merch. I put it back into, you know, whatever I can to help the underground. And look, this is what I do. So if you like my reviews, that's the website, Serpent Reviews. I post them there daily, and yeah, you know, try and make sure the underground is the place to be, and make sure everyone understands it.
Well, you gotta eat too, man, and like I said, you gotta pay bills. This is one of the reasons I write books, so people can go if they want to support me, they can write, you know, get the books. If they want to support me, they can get the merch, right? You know, these are
love it.
The music business now, so these 4 are my albums, my instrumental albums that you can listen to: a classical one, an R&B one, a jazz one. So you can like go on Bandcamp and buy them. You can buy one for $1 for equals 300 streams, or you can go stream it, whatever you want to do. You can get the merch now, like this, Then I do a lot of merch. Like, I don't just do, you know, one shirt and one hoodie. I got, like, if you go on my site, you're gonna see various things. You're gonna see a lot of dope designs that you're gonna love for your family or yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I always got a discount. So discount this year's or the promo code is LOVE, LOVE, because we need more love. So that's the promo code for 2026. So if y'all want to get the merch, put LOVE in the promo code, you're gonna get a huge discount, man, for your merch. But yeah, man, you know, I appreciate you coming on again, man. I appreciate your time, your Australian time. We finally got it together. We got it connected and figured this out, man. So you know, the THHC podcast, you know, thanks everybody that, you know, supports my guests, that you know, supports myself, you know, and we love you guys, man, and we're gonna continue to fight the fight of quality hip hop, R&B, rock, or whatever, any genre. We're gonna just music in general, man. We're gonna fight the fight, and we're gonna support y'all as much as we can. But at the same time, yes, y'all have to donate to people like ourselves. Y'all have to support us any way you can, because it's quality work, it's hard work. Like he said, he's writing all these reviews, brilliant reviews, man, and free promotion sometimes. And again, thank you for promoting my EP, my first EP. I was like, you know, sometimes I was like, let me look up myself and see what other people are looking at. So I look up Severely Yours and I see your review. I'm like, when did this come out? And it was like, this is a natural, organic interview, because I looked it up. I said, wow, he really reviewed a project I did, my first EP. And you know, I'm looking at him, reading. I'm like, whoa, this is great. And that's when I contacted you that day. And you probably was like, damn, about time. But you know, but thanks for you know, reposting it and stuff like that. And that's why I said it's organic, it's love. And you know, I'm glad, you know, that one I didn't have to pay for, but you know, eventually if I come out with something else, and if I have to support you in that way, let me know, because I like to support you just like I like to support any artist out there, you know what I'm saying? Like Feed the Family, you know, t-shirts like that. So but yeah, man.
Well, I should make it clear that see, the thing with me is I only charge for reviews. The promotion is always free. I do that on my own time. I do that as a bonus. I put you so for anyone who's interested in getting a review, $20 USD per review. If your music is on Spotify, I add it to my official Spotify Serpentine playlist that I officially created. And then when I have the time, I do a collaborated post on your shit. So all that stuff's free. All I charge is for the review.
I love it, man. Yeah. I love it, man. Because you know, it's funny because a lot of people ask me if I charge, and I haven't yet. I should start charging for reviews, but my whole thing is I always tell them, buy a book, buy a hoodie, you know, support the music, or donate. You know, like I got a thing on my description. You could buy me like a fictitious coffee tea. You know, donate. $. But it's like you just, you know, you go to the site, you buy me a coffee, a beer, but it's really, you know, whatever you're just supporting the channel. So yeah, it just costs money. This is our time. This is our effort. You know, we love it. It's our passion, but at the same time, come on, man. Give it a little something. To lead out, you know, I asked, and I don't know if you saw in the email, but if you can say something positive, something, you know, organic to your fans, to the hip hop community, and then we'll get you out of here.
Yeah, look, like I said a bit earlier, you know, I've never seen such incredible work ethic as I've seen in the underground. You know, these people help me keep grinding. You know, when I see artists promoting, doing shows, constantly releasing singles, albums, or just, you know, building their brand up. And I see so many, because I follow so many artists, and I see the amount of work put in, the amount of dedication, passion that the underground has, which honestly the mainstream could never touch. The mainstream doesn't have it because they're backed by $1 million labels. They're backed by yes men who will do everything. They don't have to work full-time jobs on top of their work. So I appreciate and I love the work ethic surrounding the because that's probably my main quality in life is work. I think work ethic is number one priority, and you know, if you do that, you get results. And I see it in spades in the underground, and I love it that everyone's doing it. And again, it helps me stay on my grind, keeps me from being lazy, and that's why the underground is the place to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna clap it up for you, man. I hope everyone else is standing on their feet, clapping, man. A great conversationalist, man. You know your stuff, and I appreciate your work ethic. And hopefully, other people do too. Hopefully, people are donating to yourself because hip hop. You know, your opinion matters from Australia. You know what I'm saying? And I love it, man. All right, guys, we're getting out of here, man. If y'all don't remember anything I said or whatever, love yourself, love your family and friends, man. If you got more energy to give, more love to give, love others, man. You know, like other human beings, you know. All right, y'all. Peace. Severely yours.